I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. Let's take a look at one of the items I got for Christmas. Today we're going to take a look at a new Athearn Genesis Grand Trunk GP40-2. I'm really glad I got this locomotive. It's going to be the perfect companion to run with the GP9 Grand Trunk locomotive that I got for my birthday a few weeks ago. Alright, let's take a look at some of the detailing that you get on this locomotive. Pretty much everything you would expect from an Athearn Genesis locomotive. Separately applied handrails and other detail parts, the see-through fans. Like the GP9 locomotive, this has a beacon on the cab as well. I did notice the handrails on this model are a little wavy, especially on the cab. I don't know if you can really tell here, but there's a slight wave in the handrails. Otherwise, they're very good. Here's a look at the rear of the locomotive. Some separately applied handrails. Of course, we see the MU air hoses below on the pilot. And again, here's another shot from the front pilot. I don't know if you can tell, but there is a snowplow on this unit. Doesn't seem to be showing up on the camera very well. Do be careful when opening these locomotives. When I was pulling mine out of the packaging, the center roof section pulled off and I almost dropped the locomotive. So here's a section right here. I just need to snap it back on. But just something to keep in mind. Now for the important part. Let's fire up this locomotive and see how it sounds and see how it performs. Okay, let's first take a look at the lighting. I have the locomotive muted right now so that you'll be able to hear me. So let's take a look at the headlight. And then the beacon on the cab. Now I'm going to unmute the locomotive. There was a startup sequence that ran when I first turned on power to the track. One thing I like about the Tsunami 2 decoder that's in this locomotive is if you press F9, it drops the sound volume by half, which is really nice because I mentioned before in my other review that sometimes the sound in these locomotives could be too loud, overpowering. So this is a really nice feature. Here's the bell. Now the bell and horn is also dropped back to half volume, but that's okay. And here's the horn. F3 for short. Sounds really nice. Alright, I've got the locomotive tipped so that when I put it back down, we should hear that startup sequence. Alright, let's take her for a spin and see how she performs. Alright, so I let the locomotive run around for about 15 minutes to start the break-in process. I don't know about you, but I do find that this helps with almost all my new locomotives. It is a good idea to run them both forward and backwards for about a half hour to an hour. It seems to really improve the performance right out of the box. As far as performance goes, the locomotive did very well. Now, it did have a very small train behind it, but it pulled it around with absolutely no problem at all. As far as coupler height goes, you can see it is dead on with this auto rack. Remember, I go by an average because I don't have the KD coupler height gauge yet. But as far as the average goes, it's right dead smack in the middle. Also, this model did not have any paperwork at all in the box. But any kind of information you need for the locomotive or for any of the functions should be available on Athearn's website, www.athearn.com. Well, that's going to be it for now. That's going to be probably the last video for 2020. So I hope everybody had a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and stay safe out there. And until next time, we'll see you next year. Take care.